Okay, so, um, okay. I did say these were going to be raw, so I should have been ready. Anyway, here's another video. 1 week into school, first week down, one of a lot left. Anyway, my brain is kind of fried. And I was going to make this video on the Friday right after school ended, but um, I was busy running. I had a meeting up at Pioneer Memorial Theater. Uh, I'll mention more about that. And then I had to run around and do a bunch of errands. And by the time I got back to the school to kind of finish stuff up, it was already way late. I needed to go home, so I went home. Got up the next morning and that was Saturday. Oh, had something in the morning. So I did that this morning. Sorry, there's something on my lens. That sucks. Anyway, did that this morning, and then yeah, it's just been a busy weekend. So I finally got around to it. It's Sunday. I wanted to kind of touch base and let you all know how the first week of school went and how good it is to be back, and also how much I miss San Francisco, my family. So anyway, so here I am in my makeup room again, and I thought, just because I'm running behind and I'm still trying to get stuff accomplished, it's Sunday still, and I'm still trying to I have to build a desk for my makeup room for me. I have to, yeah, lots of stuff to do. So I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone, and I'm going to put my makeup on while I talk to you guys. So, here's my makeup kit. That's why I'm kind of in the makeup room, and I look like crap. My face. Yeah, it sucks. Anyway, so, all right. So the first week of school was awesome. The first 2 days of school we spend as teachers just kind of going through some trainings. Most of them are trainings that a lot of us have had if we've been here more than a year than we had them last year. And then this is when we hear from all of our um, insurance people and the people who are running our Keys to Success program, and then the administration tells us what things have changed, and so it was all fun. First day we had breakfast there ready, which was from fresh food and cereals. Well, I don't think there was cereal, but they're like fresh fruit and donuts and bagels and sweet things and some healthy things. So had a good breakfast. Um, and then we all went out to, oh no, we didn't go out to lunch. We had not Chili's. Oh my gosh. I can't remember. Anyway, we had it delivered. Mexican food. Or, yeah, so we had it delivered, and while everyone else was eating, I was having um, some discussions and meetings with other people and trying to get some stuff done for school that I needed to still get done before school started on Wednesday. So about towards the end of lunch, actually after everyone had gotten into the library, I went upstairs to where all the food was. They were packing up. I'm like, oh, please let me get some food. So, oh, and this week yeah, I'm really bad at tracking my food and stuff. I got really good over the summer, and last year I pretty much tracked everything, but this week it was so chaotic that I just kind of, you know, I missed a lot. Anyway, so got upstairs, got some tortilla chips, some rice, some shredded chicken, and that was it. Took it back downstairs. I ate it, ate it while we were discussing some more stuff, and we ended pretty soon, and then everybody went away. So everyone went away, and I tried to start finding. So I bought this desk frame from somebody on Facebook Marketplace, and it's an electric frame. So after last year, I needed a standing desk. I'm just like, I can't do this without a standing desk. I hated sitting, especially for my classes that were after. Oh, it says frames being dropped. Why does it do that? I hope it hasn't done that a lot, but I need to. So I bought the side note. I bought these surfaces for Kira and I. They're Surface Pros, but it was a Christmas present a couple of Christmases ago, and we've kind of each, well, she's needed an upgrade on her Surface for quite some time, and I've kind of always wanted one. So we got us some Surfaces, but I mean, I thought for the amount of stuff that both of us do, which is mostly text, word programs, and internet stuff, that the cheapest one would be just fine. So I think we got like the i5s with good amount of memory, but not a whole lot of memory. And I thought, well, it's got that expandable SD and blah 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 blah. So anyway, it was doing fine until I started loading it up with videos, because I forgot that as a theater teacher and as a film teacher, I'd be taking videos of plays and stuff, and I'd probably end up storing them from either my phone to my computer, or from the camera where we took them on to my computer. Anyway, so it looks like my resources are being used up, and I failed to put an SD card in it, so it's dropping frames, but we'll see. We'll see how it lasts. So anyway, so I bought the motorized desk frame, but it didn't come with a tabletop. So I set about trying to go find a tabletop on, I think it was Monday, and I headed out towards, or no, that was Tuesday. So Monday I was running around, just trying to get stuff done in my classrooms, and I was trying to write up disclosures, which is basically syllabi, and then I've been trying to hit the gym like I'm used to. Like, I'm really going to be sad if I can't hit the gym on a regular basis. I don't know what I'm going to do. I hate that. I really got into a routine, and it's hard because like my time at the gym is probably good at least 2 hours, probably more, because I go there, if I'm not dressed in my gym clothes, which I'm usually not. I'm usually running from something to there. So if I go there, I'm usually, I'll put my hair back. I'm usually changing into my gym clothes, and that takes a little bit of time. So by the time I get on the floor, I've probably wasted about 5 to 10 minutes. I get out on the floor and I do half an hour of weights, and so then I go back into the gym to drop off my weightlifting gloves. Then by the time I put them away, and I usually wet some kind of wash rag so that I have nice cool water when I start doing my cardio. Then I move out onto the floor and I do 30 minutes on the stationary bike, and I do 45 minutes on the ellipticals. So yeah, I mean, by the time I'm done with just the workout, it's been 2 hours. And then I jump in the shower because I hate driving with all that sweat crap all over me. So then I jump into the shower. By the time I'm home, it's 2.5 hours. So problem is, if I'm going to do that the course of the year, I don't usually have 2.5 hours in the day to do anything other than either school and sleep. So I got to find a way to make it work. I'm thinking maybe I'll do try to get at least a half hour of my cardio done during school hours. Of course, all of that's going to change drastically in like 2 weeks when I go away for my surgery. So anyway, all right, so I got foundation on. I'm going to go really light because it's late enough in the afternoon that I'm not really going to go anywhere. And I'm just going to, don't want that one. And I'm just going to, I just want to put enough makeup on to just kind of feel human. Weird that we have to do that to, I guess not everybody, but I certainly do, to feel okay. The reason I'm doing this so late in the day is because I needed to have, so you have to have electrolysis in a bunch of places when you're and you're transitioning. You have to have electrolysis on the face. You can do laser, but it's not going to get everything, period. No matter how much they tell you that, it's never going to get it all. You're going to have to go and do electrolysis, but it's a nice way to thin it. So I did have some laser, and then I started doing a little electrolysis. But the one that I've been dreading for a long time is trans women have to have electrolysis down there. Yeah. So lovely. But anyway, so I had and I just kind of wanted to get it done. So I found a friend down here in Salt Lake. She's really good. Jennifer Lynn. She's got her own little practice that she works out of, Lucanar's OBGYN. I think it's Rebirth OBGYN. She works kind of out of their building there. She's right close to them. Anyway, so you guys see this? All right, good. I don't want to go completely out of frame. But anyway, so I went to her because she's got numbing agents and injections that she can give, which makes it so much easier. I got hair on me. Okay, this I cannot stand. Guys, I cannot. I hate this. I'm so, I wish I was not so sensitive to things. But I've got this slight little hair somewhere along here. I can't find it. It's bugging me. So anyway, yeah, so I went to her and I decided to do a marathon clearing. This was way back in, like, I think June. So she numbed it all up, and that was like a 4-hour session, I think. We went over it and cleared it as like a complete clearing, but you need to have more than one, right? I was hoping that we'd get most of it, if not all of it, in the first one. So anyway, so now surgery's coming up, so I said to her, I said, I should probably come in and at least have you look at it and probably get at least one more clearing, because I just want to make sure that it's not all of it gone, but enough gone that yeah, I can go into more detail about that later. I don't think I'm ready to do that, to be that public yet. I hate my face. I do. I've gotten old enough that my eyes, like I can do my eyebrow like that, and I relax it, it just disappears into my crease. Oh well, getting old. So anyway, long story short, I went in this morning to have a second clearing. I was only going to do 2 hours, but she got down there and she's like, well, there's a lot left. Look, I said, surely not as much as we had when we first started. And she goes, I don't know, it's quite a bit. It looks kind of like the same. So I was like, dang it. So yeah, lots of injections and electrolysis later. And if you don't know what electrolysis is, someday I'll tell you. It's not a pleasant experience. So luckily the numbing takes most of the pain away. But anyway, so I went in there and we were only supposed to go for 2 hours, but there was no way she was going to get it all done in 2 hours, and I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to find another time with her later on this week. I know you guys are seeing mostly the top of my head. Sorry. I should probably bring the camera down a little further, but mistakes are made. So anyway, she didn't have somebody show up, and so I thought, oh, that's an extra 2 hours there. Let's keep going. So went another 2 hours, so that's 4, and then we still didn't get it all. So I'm going to go back on Wednesday, do another 2-hour session, and hopefully that will take care of it. And electrolysis isn't cheap, you guys. No. By the time I'm done, I mean, she's good. She's really good, and she's reasonably priced, but still costs money. By the time I'm done, especially like, getting injections and the numbing agent, I'm sure costs a lot. Anyway, by the time I'm done, I'll have spent $400 just on this session, like these 3 sessions that I'll have this week. So let's hope it gets most of it. Then the surgeons, they'll go after it again when they do the surgery, and hopefully we get all of it that way. Anyway, so that's why I wasn't able to start this video earlier on in the day, because I went and I did that, and then I thought, well, now I'm free, I'll head to the school and I'll put everything, start putting my makeup on and just do a video then. But I have to shave first still, which is one of the most horrid parts of my day. I hate it. Cannot stand shaving. But anyway, it's just a reminder. Someday, won't have to do that either. So, shaved, came to the school, found out that I had left my laptop at home, so that And I was like, well, I still have to get screws to finish the table. So anyway, I'll get back to that. So anyway, went and got screws, went and got my laptop, got food, came back. Now I'm finally doing the video. And if you don't mind, I'm probably going to eat some chicken noodle soup as I do this, just because I'm hungry as all get out. I had some food this morning. It was just really quick. I think I had 2 slices of bread and some peanut butter. Hmm. Hmm. That's good. 2 slices of bread and some peanut butter, and had some cinnamon sugar, like puffy puff things, little snacks, and then peanut butter and chocolate little puff things. Mm. You know, some days there's just nothing that beats warm chicken noodle soup. Oh, it's good. I think of all the like soup style stuff, chicken noodle soup and chili. Oh god, those two things just really get me going. So anyway, okay, back to the school thing. So second day we spend in some more meetings, and then when those are all over, that's when I go and get the countertop for the desk. So I go all the way out to IKEA. I think they're inexpensive. I'll find a really nice one. Got the biggest one they had. Went out there and thought, oh, this would be great. Drove back with it in my car, put it in my room. Didn't unbox it until the next day because I was in a hurry. I had to get somewhere. So the next day, school started, right? And the first day of school was an advisory day. So for those of you who don't know what that is, that means you go to like 4 classes instead of the usual 3 in the day. So the 3 main classes are a little shorter, and then you had to add an advisory, which is the 4th class, and it's a short class. So I am 9th grade advisory this year. It's okay. It's all the new kids, and that's kind of cool because I get to meet them, and it's cool that way. But I miss my seniors. Of course, they wouldn't have been the same seniors. I just miss everybody. But you know, this week or this past week, um, let's see, I think it was no, I think Electra was the first one to show up, and I think Electra showed up on Monday. And I love Electra. He's awesome. You've heard me, I think, talk about him before. Maybe not. But Electra showed up. My phone just beeped. What is it? Oh, it's Jennifer. What's she saying? Oh, I left my stones there. Okay. Um, I'll respond to her later. Yeah, I'll respond to it later. She'll probably ask a bunch of times. But anyway, so yeah, Electra had shown up, and then I think the next day Maggie showed up. Oh, Maggie, I miss you, Maggie. If you watch this video, I miss all of you guys. I don't know how I'm going to do it this year. I really don't. I mean, there's still good kids left. I don't want to diss on them at all, but it's going to be hard. We'll make it. We'll make it work. So then the first day of school happens. I go to my first period class, which is acting, intro to acting, and we talk about what the class is all about. And I usually on the first day, I like to just kind of really hit them hard with what the class is going to be about, because I don't want anybody still in the class after Monday who is just not going to want to do the class the rest of the term. So I lay it on the line. I let them know everything that's going to happen. And I absolutely let them know that, gotta take a drink. Just in case, you know, I get in trouble because there's a label. I don't know. It's a private video. I'm not charging money. Anyway, um, so in acting, I make sure they know it's a performance class, that you're not going to be able to get away with not performing. It's a performance class. So we talk to them about that, and then that class is over, and advisory comes in. I meet my 9th graders. They're a pretty good set. I like them. We got a lot of students this year from AISU. Oh, frames are being dropped again. Oh, wait a bit. There we go. Anyway, so we got a lot of kids from AISU, which was a charter school here close by us that closed, unfortunately. Um, Stop dropping frames. Hopefully it hasn't been doing that because I haven't been paying a lot of attention. This is really bright. I may just stop there. I know. I should do my brows. Let's at least do my brows and then maybe some mascara. There'll be a light. Excuse me. It'll be a very light makeup day today. So, the beauty of having a makeup class at a school. Stop dropping frames. Thank you. The beauty of having a makeup class at a school that used to be a TV studio, you have a really awesome makeup room. Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, so then my advisory class comes in. I meet all of them, and usually on the first day of school we have a all-school assembly, but we decided this year we were not going to do that. We're going to do the all-school assembly on the second day, which makes sense. So the first day we spend all my time with the advisory. I talk about what we're going to be concentrating on. With ninth grade advisory, it's going to be all about kind of getting them used to the switch from junior high to high school because it's different, and I found that ninth graders especially kind of like to just come in all guns blazing and like, we got this, we're okay, we're good, right? Some of them either come in like that or some of them come in terrified. So I try to bridge the gap and say it's all okay, you're going to survive. So I did that, kind of just kind of talked to them on the first day and got to know everybody and just kind of said, we're all here, we're going to love everybody, it's going to be awesome. Told them about the school, told them how cool it is, which it is, and I've gone over that, but I'll do it again. And then they go away, have a little bit of breakfast, I think, after advisory. I can't remember. It's a short breakfast on advisory day. Oh no, breakfast is before school on advisory day. So then they go from advisory to lunch. So then we had a lunch, and then second period and third period back to back after lunch. So Wednesdays, which are advisory days, can kind of seem extra long because you have like 2 classes before lunch and you have 2 classes after lunch. And normally you just have 2 classes before lunch and 1 class after lunch. So it's still the same amount of hours when you cut it down. I mean, it's still, we're here, school starts at 8:20 and it gets over at 3:10. And that doesn't change, but it's just, it feels longer. So anyway, so the first day down, yes, they go to lunch. My second period is stagecraft. I meet my stagecraft kids. So this year is the first year we're teaching stagecraft at the school. And I did that because I need to have kids ready to build the sets. Last year, Dominique and I ran into the issue of we'd show the kids what we wanted done. And, especially at East Hollywood, I think the kids here, they really want to be seen as not like essential, but also competent. Like they want to be able to say, yes, I can do this, and it's an accomplishment, and they feel good about themselves. Because I think sadly a lot of them don't get affirmation at home about how good they are, which can happen with some of them. When you're at a Title I school, kids, it's hard. Their families are either under income, so that they're stressed out at home about money, or they're split homes, so they don't have 2 parents there, and that's always hard. Or they come from like abusive homes, which that's always a hard one. But anyway, so I think they wanted to feel like they could do it. And so we, giving them the benefit of the doubt, would just kind of say, okay, well, take your team and this is what you got to do. And inevitably, we'd find out that they kind of needed guidance. They needed us there. So hopefully with this stagecraft class, I'm going to eliminate that. That's my hope. I want to build kids who are actually competent and can go out there and run a crew and get something done. So anyway, and this, I love this little tool that I got. This is very cool. So second period was done. Oh yeah, I told them all about, and stagecraft. Oh, I scared, like I was like, of all my classes, I really came down in that class because I'm like, I just flat out told them, I said, we're going to be working with power tools. We're going to be working with things that can cut a finger off or a limb off in a split second. All you got to be doing is not paying attention. So I came down on them. I just said, look, I've got rules in this class. When you come in, I'm going to take your phones, put them in a lockbox, and they're going to stay there until class is over. You're not going to have access to them at all. In fact, I'm doing that for all my classes this year just because I'm done with kids not being able to focus. So the phones go into the lockbox, they get locked away, they get them after class is over, and oh gosh, there's so many rules. Like if you're not paying attention, you will be sent out of the class. If you use a tool at all, even if you're joking, even if it's just a screwdriver in like a threatening way, kind of go, nah, 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 you're out of class, down to administration. And I told him, I said, it's because it's only a matter of time. It's not an if, it's a when. It's only a matter of time before someone severs a finger in my class. I hate thinking of it that way, but that's just the truth of it. So anyway, so I terrified him, hopefully. And we had less students the next day. But anyway, so we went over all of that, and then my next class is beginning makeup. So all of my beginning classes are this term, and my beginning makeup class came in, and we did the same thing. I kind of talked about what the expectations of the class were going to be, and how I really just wanted everybody to just kind of come at it, even though they feel like they know what they're doing. Because makeup is hard, because kids now, they'll watch a YouTube video of somebody, some YouTube star, and they'll get the hang of doing some cool thing by watching a video over and over again, and they think they know makeup. And there's more to it than watching a little instruction video and duplicating what you see on the screen. So I just wanted them, I said, you know what, it's okay. It's okay to come into it and say, I don't know how to do this, right? Just come into it and swallow your pride and be prepared to say, I don't know how to do it, right? Even if you think you do, just be prepared to think that you don't. And that way you're going to be teachable. And if we're going into a lesson and it's boring and you've got it, right, then when the lesson is done, I'm going to expect you to go out and help the people who don't got it. So anyway, this is really, it's hard to talk and do my brows at the same time. Brow. See the difference? I don't know, maybe there's no difference. There's days when my brows just go really, really, really well, and then there's days when they don't. So I have a feeling that this video is going to be really long because I said I'm not going to edit them, and because I chose to do two things at once. I'm not saving any time. I'm just not. So I'm going to finish the brows, and then I'm not going to put on any mascara. I'm going to clip the makeup, and I'm just going to do the video, because I mean, really, where am I going to go? It's Sunday. I don't know. Okay. So we do, first day's done. Talked to all the kids. Talked about what the class is going to entail, and I go home to try to finish writing disclosures. For me, writing disclosures are like the hardest thing in the world, because there's so much that I want to say, and I tend to write disclosures for probably college age, because I got so used to writing on a college level that I just kind of assume the kids are going to know what I'm talking about. I'm hoping, because I did that kind of this, oh my God, that looks so horrible. Stop dropping frames. Anyway, so, God, this is going to suck. These are so going to suck. These brows. Come on. That little bit right there is getting me. Fudge. Okay, I'm just gonna, I think they're crooked. when I first transitioned and started plucking my brows down so that they looked like a woman's brows, um, I didn't think I was plucking all that much, but I just don't have much brow up there left anymore. Okay, so that's it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop there. This ponytail's bugging me. So first day's done. Second day, we have the assembly. The kids show up. Um, we do basically the same thing, except it's basically like an advisory day, but instead of advisory, they have the assembly. So more of the same, just kind of checking with the kids as to who is still there in the class and who hasn't dropped it. And then I start doing, like I did a first bit of lecture in my beginning acting class, and I used to try to race through that lecture and get it all in one class, but I think kids largely tuned out, and I think that, yeah, so I'm breaking it up some. So we're doing some lecture, and then we'll do an exercise kind of around the lecture. So the first day we just talked about the basics of storytelling. Man, if you're wondering why I drink a lot of the broth down, because I really like to eat the noodles without the broth, or just with like a smattering of the broth. I'm gonna get a big spoonful of noodles. I really think I want to bring this down a bit, so I'm going to just kind of do this, because I feel like I'm talking up to the sky. I'm just going to do that. How's that? Oh, no, too much. Too much. About there. Is that good? Yeah, that looks good. And my head's kind of right at the top, but good. Okay, so yeah, so second day, I start kind of some basic lessons. Beginning acting, we just kind of, why is that? Oh, damn it. I really don't know what I'm doing. Tighten that down. This is a really cheap tripod I got, but I can't spend a whole lot of money. Anyway, so yeah, first period we do that. Second period I take them into the Studio A, the theater, and I walk them through the theater, and we get started kind of taking, well, we take stuff upstairs. I had a bunch of foam, like half spheres, like discs that we needed to have the grass taken off of, fake grass, and staples taken out of, and then stacked up in the loft. And so we start working on those and turning that down and taking it up. So we started working. And then third period was makeup, and I walked them through the makeup room and showed them all the stuff we had. And that was Thursday. So Friday was the first like full-on day, regular day. So in first period, we continued a little bit more lecture and then did our very first Meisner exercise, and uh, Sanford Meisner, student of Stanislavski. Anyway, I'll tell you the acting theory some other time. Whew. So, and I love Meisner. I love Meisner technique. I love Meisner exercises. So we did a really simple pinch ouch version of Meisner exercise. That's where you walk in to your partner. You're standing close enough that you can put your hands out comfortably and grab their arms, their shoulders, and you look them in the eye, kind of like this. So you would grab that and you would look them in the eye, make eye contact, non-threatening. And then you move in and you give them a genuine hug, hold the hug for quite some time till they relax. And then you would push yourself away and then give them a shove. So yeah, pinch, ouch. So that was pretty effective. I think it worked. And then they went to lunch. No, they went to breakfast. So you do a little breakfast in between first and second. And then stagecraft, we moved back into the Studio A place, and I showed them how to coil cords, because not a lot of people know how to do that, and most people do the little over the arm method, which is how you end up with twisted, gross cords. And some people try to do all chords the way you would kind of do the almost correct way that you would do power chords, because you can do power chords just kind of like letting the chord remember its memory and just kind of following the memory as you go around. It's hard to show without a chord in my hand, but like data chords, like lighting panel chords and stuff like that, they have to do the over-under method. So you grab it, you've got this here, you bring it in and you loop it behind itself, and then you keep on looping. So anyway, showed them all how to do that, and then started trying to pass them all off on that. We didn't get through everybody, so we'll start where we left off on Monday. And then we went to lunch. I went to lunch, and then after lunch we came back, and in makeup I passed out some makeup books, and they kind of went through the makeup books and saw some techniques, and then I lined them all up in the other room, and I took pictures of them, full on face and profile of all of them, and I labeled them with their names, and so that's so that I can go to the makeup guy and order the makeup and then bring it back. So that's kind of the process. That was the first week of school. Now on Friday, I said I had a meeting. Had a couple of meetings this week. So I had I think it was Wednesday. No, maybe Thursday. I think it was Wednesday. Anyway, I had a therapy session scheduled. My first like actual kind of like therapy, because one of the psychiatrists I had to see to get one of my letters said that she felt it was that I could use a therapist. So anyway, I found a therapist, and I had made an appointment, and then I had to run and do some other. Oh no, that was the same day that. Oh gosh, okay. So second day into the term, and I'm talking. We're in Studio A, and I'm talking about all the tools that we'd have to use. And then third period, I'm in my third period class, and the officer shows up at my door with a box cutter knife, with this knife at my makeup door. And he said, "So I've got something for you." I took this off of, I can't remember the student's name, and I'm not going to say it here because I don't want to, I'm sure it was just kind of a, I hope it was a misunderstanding. But he had taken this with him, and so the cop took it and brought it to me. So that's a huge issue. Like, it's huge. That in the hallway constitutes a weapon. So that's, yeah, I mean, that's beyond just mere suspension. So I had to go and talk to Katrina, and she and I discussed about what we were going to do about it. And by the time that was done, I was already late for the therapy session, and I jump in my car and I take off, and I call the therapist and I go, "It's already like 4:30. Am I too late to come?" She said, "Yeah, I kind of have a 5 o'clock, which would mean we'd only have 15 minutes. And I said, "Well, and I'm going to be gone on September 12th. And so she said she didn't have any other appointments available before then. So we just kind of agreed that I would come back after the surgery and would start our therapy then, which is probably good. I'll probably appreciate it at that point. But anyway, so I had that meeting on Wednesday, I believe, maybe Thursday. And then the next Friday, or Friday, the day after it, after school was over, I had an appointment to meet with Diane Parisi up at Pioneer Memorial Theater. Now, before I was teaching anywhere really, just when I was living up in Salt Lake and I was doing films and I needed to find a job, and I was going to school at University of Utah, I got a work study position at Pioneer Memorial Theater in their development department. And I was working directly under Diane, and I got to know a lot of the people at Pioneer, and that was also when I auditioned for my very first show at Pioneer. So yeah, and I learned a lot from Diane about, galas and trying to raise money for theater and things and stuff like that. So the reason I wanted to meet with her is because, as I've told you, we've got a lot of stuff that's coming up as far as this school is concerned. And so I thought that she could help me get a handle, because we want to do an opening gala this year, and I needed her help to kind of brainstorm about the best way to do that and some ideas and some times and stuff. So with that in mind, I kind of want to cap off this video. How long have I been going? How long have I been going? I don't know how long I've been going. It's a long video. Anyway, I want to kind of cap off this video by explaining you very quickly what our plans are and stuff. So be right back. I'll run over here. I can't hear. I hate this. My stupid ears. Has been ringing for a while. Okay, so this you can kind of see there, right? This is a half-inch. Whoops, it's kind of focusing. This is like a half-inch scale model of what I'm trying to do in Studio A. Right now, none of this exists in its form. So this back here is a huge tech booth that goes all the way up to where the grid is on the ceiling. You can kind of see that the front part of it is open. We're hoping to be able to slide risers underneath there so we can have like stadium style seating. And then you'll see right here, up here on this side, I can't reach it, right there, the box, okay? So we're gonna build a stage. Yeah. So a lot, hugely ambitious. And here's the thing. All of that costs money. Sorry, I'll grab this. And as a Title I school, and as a charter, as a public charter and as a Title I school, we don't have a lot of money. So let me first kind of talk about charter schools. So I'm a huge fan of, and if you don't know my politics by now, you're going to find out. Trust me, they're pretty obvious. I'm a big fan of Bernie Sanders, big fan of Elizabeth Warren. I love their policies. I love their ideas. I love their plans. You know, Elizabeth Warren has a plan for that. And I'm 100% behind them, a lot of them. So the only thing I don't like is they're very anti-charter schools. And I get it. I think a lot of the reason that they're anti-charter schools is because there are, quite frankly, a lot of charter schools out there that mismanage funds and take off with money and don't care about the kids and are either that or they're snooty and only let like really rich kids into there and stuff. So they kind of earn their bad rep. Let's put it that way. However, there are certain charter schools that without them, like they're lifesavers. Like their kids would literally and figuratively die without the school. So ours is one of those. So in Utah, for those of you who don't live in Utah, I'm pretty sure most people know. Utah's a conservative state. Surprise! Yeah. So fairly conservative, even though I would actually say the population itself is not largely, well, I almost think right now it's like 50-50. And I kind of think the statistics actually do bear that out because when I was working at Equality Utah, I think we did a poll and it ended up showing us that Utah is way more progressive than we tend to think it is. But what that means is that our public school system, up until very recently actually, has been not LGBT friendly. Not at all. And so you would have, because of state mandates and stuff like that, you'd have kids at these schools who had to either hide who they were or just kind of like suffer through being bullied or being discriminated against or picked on. And that's kind of where the public school system still is now. I mean, it wasn't until very recently that so for many years, this is stemming, I think, back early 2000s, Utah legislature signed a bill, and I can't remember the actual number or name of the bill, but they basically called it the No Promo Homo Act. Yeah, which basically made it, I guess, illegal or whatever for teachers or anything like that to even talk to students about anything dealing with LGBT issues at all. because they felt like that was promoting homosexuality. They couldn't have gay clubs, so they ended up not having any clubs. It was just so it wasn't until like seriously 2 or 3 years ago that they repealed the No Promo Homo Act, which now meant that school teachers and counselors and stuff like that could openly talk to students who were dealing with these issues and trying to find help or just support or whatever. And there's still a lot of schools that either don't know that has happened and are operating in ignorance, or know that that has happened and are operating out of malice. They don't care. So the charter school system is not under those mandates. They don't have, like, they still have to kind of meet certain rules and stuff. Like, we're not free to do anything, right? But East Hollywood High has always kind of tried to be better than the public schools at accepting students wherever they are and whoever they are. They weren't always this way. I don't know. I don't believe, now I can't talk about their early history because I wasn't here, but I can only really talk about what I have heard. But I have heard that they were, in the first years and stuff after it opened up, they were not very friendly. But that changes. I mean, come on. You're a performing arts school that deals with movies and TV. There's no way you can't be LGBT friendly. Duh. So, sorry, over time, we started getting a large population of out and proud gay and lesbian students. We still had trans students, but they were largely still in the closet. Like most people, most of them still, even like not our students, but most trans people are still in the closet today. Like seriously. Anyway, we'll go over that some other day. But because of that, East Hollywood High, long story short, East Hollywood High 100% saves lives. 100%. And I hope that Bernie and Elizabeth, when they uh, figure out, how they're going to fund public schools and do fund towards public schools, because a lot of it, they just kind of want to eliminate charter schools by making public schools better. Great, awesome, I get that. But there are certain things that charter schools can do that public schools cannot, and good things. And this is one of the areas where East Hollywood High has been needed. Without East Hollywood High as a public charter here at Utah, yeah, I can't even imagine where a lot of these kids would be. Oh, I don't even want to think about where a lot of these kids would be. So I believe in the school, and I really love the school, and I want to do something for the school. I want to get the school uh, in the public eye. So now that brings me to the other stuff. So the other reputation, and I don't know how we got it, but we have it. And I'm not going to worry about the past because they can't do anything about the past and I wasn't here. But apparently we have a reputation among parents that, oh, East Hollywood, that's where the bad kids go. And that, oh, they don't go to college. They have a hard time even graduating going to that school. So I'm here to tell you that the year that I've been here, and I'm sure even before I got here, and because it was here before I got here, and it's definitely here this year, this school is desperately hard at work to get these kids not only to graduate, but to go to college. And I can't begin to tell. So at the start of last year, I told you my advisory was seniors. And very first day when I met the seniors, I said, so how many of you are planning on going to college? And not, like, I think maybe one of them raised their hands. Like the rest of them were like, no, I'm not going to go to college. I don't have the money. I can't do it. Whatever. Or I just don't want to go because I don't need it. Oh man, I came unglued. I said, don't you ever tell me that. It's like, you tell me you're not going to go to college, I'm going to smack you upside your back of the head. And don't tell me it's about money either, because there is money out there. I'm like, if you haven't found the money, you haven't tried. And I know um, the occupier of the White Office, or White House, White Office, the occupier of the White House, and I like that, by the way. That's, I think, Alyssa, no, gosh, I can't remember the senator's name, but she refuses to call. I'll remember it. Uh, Ilhan Omar? Well, anyway, she refuses to call. No, that's Ilhan Omar. Ayanna Pressley. Yeah, I think it's that one. The African American senator. She refuses to call Trump the president. She just sees that he's occupying the White House, and he is. He's an occupier. He's a. Anyway, we'll get into that later. But if he has his way, I'm sure that a lot of student loan stuff will, or student loans will get higher and student grants will disappear. But we're working hard to stop that. Anyway, so for now, there's money available. So I've pushed him and I talked to him every time we had advisory class. I said, so we've done our FAFSA. Who's done our FAFSA? Who has started to go out to colleges and interview, and who needs recommendation letters? Frames being dropped. Stop dropping frames. And at the end of the year, I believe, I know at least for sure that five of them went on to go to college. Three of them ended up with scholarships to the colleges that they went to. Electra ended up getting into Cal Arts in California, which was amazing. So we are working hard to get these kids into college. So that reputation is, we need to get the word out that that reputation is done. It's in the past. It's over. Okay. My goal at this school is to have the shows that we do here, at least the live theater shows. And I'm not, I mean, the other people are working really hard to get their programs the best they can be too. But I can't concentrate on theirs. So I'm going to concentrate on mine. And we'll all work together to help each other. But for right now, I've got to build mine, right? But I want to make absolutely certain that kids have scholarship offers before they've even graduated from this school. Like I want my friends at various colleges, and I have contacts at all of them. I know people at University of Utah, people at Utah State University, people at Dixie, people at SUU, people at UVU, people at BYU. Not that many of our kids would end up going to BYU. But I know all these people, and I'm going to get them to come to our shows, and I'm going to get them to sit and watch our students who are very talented. And I want them to be on stages that exemplify that talent and show that off, so that by the end of the year or the end of their time here at East Hollywood, they've already got schools begging for them to come be in their program. So with that in mind, that's why I'm doing the improvements to the theater. The improvements are, we're going to build a booth. Like I already told you, I think that we're installing $60,000 worth of lighting over the course of like 2 years. That's a huge chunk of money, and it's all being funded by the school. And I can't even begin to tell you how good that makes me feel and how thankful and grateful I am for all of that. But in addition to the lighting, we've got to build a stage and a permanent motorized turntable in that stage. And we have to build the sound and lighting booth. And we have to get bleachers in there and chairs, not bleachers, but risers in there with chairs. And we need to get sound in there eventually, and get a shop with a bunch of tools for the shop, and get these kids working on tools. And there's a lot we have to do. And all of that takes money. And I have in my budget roughly about $3,000 every year, my whole budget for the whole year. That now hopefully we'll make money on shows, and that brings in a little more money. But just to give you a sense, I went to Home Depot 2 days in a row to buy supplies just for the first week, really. Like I don't think any of these supplies are going to last beyond the week. And let's see, the first day I went and spent $90. Today I went and spent $400 on stuff, and that's just for paint and paint rollers and poles and wood poles for the rollers. And yeah, That's a lot of money, right? So to top off this video, sorry, I know it's been a long time and I need to finish my food, but we're going to have an opening gala. It's not going to be until January, but it is happening. It's going to be in January. It's going to be really nice. We haven't decided all of the details yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be off-site at a country club place so that they can serve alcohol for those who want to have alcohol. We're going to have a plated dinner, sit-down catered meal. We're going to have a program put together. Katrina's going to probably lead it off. I don't know. We haven't built that yet. And then uh, Will and Spencer possibly, or maybe just Will, however they decide to do it. The film guys are going to say, this is what's happening in our program this year. Laura, the art teacher, she's going to say, this is what's happening in my program this year. Um, Nick and and maybe the other music teacher, I don't know if they'll both come, or probably just Nick. They're going to show what they're going to do in the next year. And then I'm going to have some of my students from last year perform some musical numbers if we can get that worked out. And then after that, I'm going to announce the season for the year officially. And then we're going to tell them what we've done and what we want to do and all the improvements we want to make. And then we're going to have envelopes on the table and we're going to do the ask. And I'm hoping to invite all the people that I know, people that I met when I was working at Equality Utah. And I'm not talking like just random acquaintances at Equality Utah, because that would mean like I was kind of like stealing their list. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take actual friends, people that I made friends with while I was at Equality Utah. Hopefully wealthy donors who can come and see what this school is all about. Hopefully, fly, gross. Hopefully, I hate flies. Wealthy donors who have an eye and a heart for LGBT issues, or who are LGBT, so that they can see how important this school is and what we are hoping to do here. And then um, hopefully they'll donate a lot of money, because we've got a lot of things we need to do. We need to build a gymnasium for sure, because we're so low on space. Our gym teacher basically teaches outside until the weather gets bad, and then he puts the gym in one of the studios. So, you know, we need space, and we need people who believe in the mission that we have and what we do, and we need money. We're a school with lots of talented teachers. And so that was the first week of school. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I probably left a bunch of stuff out that I thought I was going to talk about, but ended up not talking about. But that's okay. There's more videos coming. In the coming weeks, I'll be gearing up to leave for Texas, and so I'll probably start a series of videos about trans and being trans and what that means and how that's evolved in the culture and how it hasn't evolved for me. So I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk about how I feel about the upcoming surgery and my anxiety levels there, if I have any. I don't really feel anything right now except excitement, but we'll see. But you'll follow with me on that journey, and then, yeah, I'm really hoping to get a lot done before I leave, because this year is going to be super tight. I was hoping to get the stage and a bunch of things built before the summer was over, but we were still trying to figure out budget and how to do it. And I think we maybe have it figured out now, but now we're going to need hands. So if you're listening and you watch my videos, or if you know people and you want them to watch my videos, I'm making a plea right here and now. We need hands. We need muscle. I'll get the supplies. I'll get them with my budget. I'll get the wood and I'll get all the stuff we need. But we need skilled people who can help. I know that the Papa Dragons or Daddy Dragons, I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because they have the Mama Dragons, and I think it's Papa Dragons. Dragon Dads. That's what it is. Ha, I got it. Dragon Dads. They have the Mama Dragons and they have the Dragon Dads. And I met the Dragon Dads while I was at Pride, and I know that they were all like, we want to be involved. And I told them about my school, and they're so like, we want to come and do stuff. Tell us what we can do. And I said, well, hey, we could always use anybody that's local on a Saturday work call. And he's like, done, we're ready. Just let us figure it out. So I'm reaching out right now, and I'll probably reach out again on Facebook. Dragon Dads, if you're available. We're going to start working probably this coming Saturday and every Saturday after that until I leave. So we could use you for sure. Okay. Um, and anybody beyond the Dragon Dads, if you're local, you have the time, you want to come check out the school, and you're interested in helping us. It doesn't take money all the time. Sometimes it just takes effort. So anyway, there you have it. School started. I'm in it up to my head and past. I'm going to finish my soup, try to put together my desk, and then I'm just going to go home and collapse on the bed. I'm so tired. So tired. So, one final word. I really have, and I said this, I'm sure, in the last one, I hate my voice. And I'm going to start working on it in earnest. So you might witness some alterations as these videos go along, and hopefully better and better and for the good and all of that stuff. But just be prepared. Lots of changes coming. Thank you all for all of you who watch. I don't know how many. I think I have 3 subscribers, which is 3 subscribers more than I thought I'd have. But you don't have to subscribe. You can just watch. But I mean, I guess subscribing means that you know when I put up a new video. I don't know how that works. So anyway, feel free to tune in, watch all the videos you want. I'm never going to charge for them. There's never going to be monetized. Never going to see an ad. It's just going to be the way it is. And I will talk to y'all on the flip side. Bye.